Yes, hello guys, and welcome back to Premier League predictions for the final time this season. Sophie, how are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you, but I'm always gutted when the season ends.
I am as well. I hate it.
Yeah, I do.
Absolutely hate it. 38 weeks of fun comes to an end now. I'm gutted. But I tell you what, I am delighted because thank you so much, guys. For 100,000 subscribers, we have done it, Sophie. We've absolutely gone and smashed it. Come here, we've smashed it. Come on. Coventry might not have been promoted, but this is a consolation.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Guys, honestly, I know we ask every video, but I really do want to say a massive thank you for your support. Whether you've been a regular viewer or a new viewer, 100,000 is a massive achievement. And you know what we're going to say? Let's start pushing to 1 million. Hit the like button and subscribe. Sophie, set us a like target.
I'm going big for this one, the biggest one yet. 5,000 likes.
Oh,
yeah, it's big. It's big.
That is massive. But seeing as it's a big episode of Premier League predictions, the final one of the season, let's do it. 5,000 likes. Hit that thumbs up button. Sophie, let's get into the predictions. And the main talking point today is the race for the Champions League. Actually, let me quickly flash up the scores from the last time where I beat you again.
I think you had a very good week, actually. I think you got quite a few bang on. I didn't check, but
yeah.
I know you started strong.
Villa 2-0, Chelsea 1-0, Forest 2-1. Yeah.
Well, there you go, yeah.
Not too bad.
I knew you'd know.
Right, let's get into the predictions, Sophie. We start with the Cherries versus the Foxes, Bournemouth versus Leicester. Leicester have been relegated, Sophie, but they are going down in decent form. They picked up another win against Ipswich last week, and Jamie Vardy got his 200th goal?
200th goal in 500 appearances.
And do you know what?
What an insane stat, and it's so perfect. It's so pleasing as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. It's a nice round number.
Exactly, both of them.
You've got to say, Sophie, this is the end of an era with Jamie Vardy going. However, I do think Leicester are going to come back up next season. I do. I know there might be a points deduction, but these relegated teams keep becoming too powerful for the Championship.
Yeah,
so if that's any consolation, Leicester, I think you'll do very well next season. As for this one, I was tempted to go for a draw with Leicester being in decent form recently, but Bournemouth have had a good season and I think they might go out with a win at home. 2-1.
Yeah, I think maybe if Leicester are at home, maybe I'd fancy them to get something because just when the pressure's off, as I've said, they've been performing a little bit better. But yeah, I think Bournemouth are going to be the favourites in this one, so 2-0 for me. I don't see Leicester scoring away from home right now.
2-0. Do share your thoughts down below. We're both back in the Cherries. Not a lot riding on that game. If Leicester can secure a draw, it guarantees they finish 18th and Ipswich can't catch them. Bournemouth could still swap a place or two on the final day as well. The next game, Sophie, Fulham v Man City. This is a big game for Man City because they're not secure of their Champions League place yet. They need to get something here, really. Fulham away, difficult game, Sophie. Fulham have just gone to Brentford and won 3-2.
That was an insane game, by the way.
It was. Yeah. Do you know what? We both predicted Brentford to win 2-1.
Yeah.
And Fulham scored 2 goals in about 2 minutes to turn it around. So fair play to them. Maybe we've not backed them enough. I think I might.
They're a strange team to predict, though. They're really hard to predict.
They are a nightmare for us.
It's on them.
Yeah, they are a nightmare for us predictors because they're too inconsistent. That's probably why they're in the middle of the table.
Yeah, exactly.
But they have been good at times. And although Man City have a lot more to play for than Fulham, 1-1.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's that shocking, to be honest, because watching Man City last couple of games, you think, what is going wrong?
Well,
there?
the FA Cup final, I mean,
that was very strange, to be honest.
And are they losing their heads a bit?
Possibly, but they're experienced players, an experienced manager, and I did expect more from them in a FA Cup final. They've got very, very good experience in finals, and they're just a very good team, but I don't know, it's just not clicking at the moment. So I wouldn't even be surprised if Fulham won this one. I might actually back that. I might say 2-1 Fulham, because every so often, maybe after the fact that they've just won their last game, they might now lose this one because they are quite inconsistent. So to get another win on the bounce would be a bit shocking, but I genuinely wouldn't be that surprised if Fulham were to win this.
That opens the door for Chelsea, Villa. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I think Fulham could cause somewhat of an upset.
Yeah.
They could.
Yeah, I think they could.
Share your thoughts down below, Fulham and Man City fans. Do let us know your predictions. The next game, Sophie, is between Ipswich Town and West Ham United. Ipswich, of course, relegated. West Ham, they've done pretty well to stay up, and I think that there's still a couple of places in the table to play for on this final day. Ipswich, if they win and Leicester lose, could still overtake them again, but nothing significant to play for. Ipswich, Sophie, I mean, you could say maybe they could have done better here, maybe they could have done better there, but the gulf in class between the Premier League and the newly promoted teams is massive. That said, once again...
And they just lost against Leicester.
Well, they did.
And they just come up as well, so there's no real excuse for that one.
But I think they're going to come back up again next year, Sophie. No, I mean, surely.
What, is that the 2 autos done then for you?
Maybe Southampton, I don't know. Like
come straight back up?
2 of those 3, yeah. And you can argue until you're blue in the face if you want to about this, but look at the history of the teams that come down. They keep coming back up.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ipswich was a rare exception when they came up through League One, but surely now they're better equipped to go up than they were that season.
Especially because it looks like Delap's off, so they'll get a big figure for him and reinvest that well. So
yeah,
who knows?
Exactly. As for a prediction, I would love to give Ipswich a win so they could try and get to 18th and go out with a win, but I don't know, is it a bit unfair on West Ham? Might go for a draw. 1-1.
I'm going to say 0-0, to be honest. I think Ipswich, at times you thought, oh, okay, they've got like a little bit about them, and then overall, as you've mentioned, the difference just became very evident. West Ham, I think, it's been a very disappointing season, to be honest. But I tend to see their summer transfer windows and think, oh, they're going to be all right this season. Like, keep an eye out for them, and then they have a dreadful season.
Do you think now they've got Graham Potter for the summer transfer window? You think he could do good business?
Possibly, but I don't know. I thought they did good business last season, and look what happened. But I know they've got quite a few players departing, so it's going to be a big rebuild. So who knows? But right now, I'm not separating to 0-0.
0-0. Wow, fun on the final day.
Yeah, it's scintillating.
I love it. Right, share your thoughts. Let's move on, Sophie, to Liverpool versus Crystal Palace, which will be the first game of next season because it will be the...
What, Community Shield?
Community Shield, there you go, we got there. Liverpool, Sophie, have been miles clear in the Premier League this season. Maybe, they've taken their foot off the gas now, but it's the last game of the season. Do we want them to have some fun, fireworks on the final day? It would be good. But Palace are going to come here in a celebratory mood, and let's talk about this, Sophie. Well done, Palace. And well done, Sophie. You did back them to win the FA Cup final.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping they would do it. I went with my heart. I said to you before, I like Palace because I like the business they do. I like some of their players, and they turned up on the day, and I was very, very happy. I know there's a couple controversial moments with the keeper, but the fact that he stayed on and then saved a penalty and everything, I think... they deserve to win, to be honest. Both teams, good seasons, so this one should just be a party, to be honest.
Yeah, this will be fun. I really think it will be. As you say, Henderson, Eze, Mateta, they've been such a good team this season, Palace. And their fans at Wembley, maybe some of the best I've ever seen at Wembley.
I loved seeing the scenes. You really see how much football means to someone when you see a team that haven't won the FA Cup ever and they're celebrating a trophy, and you just see like the families and friends and just strangers, to be honest, bonding over that moment. Love it.
Makes it difficult to predict this one, Sophie. I think I'm torn between a draw or Liverpool winning by 1 goal.
I'll go for a draw.
All right, I'll go for Liverpool to win by 1 goal then. Okay. Let's be honest. Although they've not been as good in the last couple of games, they've been really good this season on the whole. Liverpool 2, Palace 1. I think it'd be a good game. Yeah,
I think I'm going to say most of the players turn up hungover, still happy, 1-1. I'm not separating
for both teams?
Yeah, I think.
Both teams, they're going to be an absolute mess.
Yeah, it's going to be like the worst football we've ever seen, just because I think it's going to be sloppy. Obviously they're professionals, they are going to turn up for this one. It's the last game of the season, but the players should be partying because it's amazing achievements for both clubs. So I'm just going to say 1-1 because there's nothing to play for on this.
No, but I think it'd be a good game, and once again a massive well done to both of these teams because Liverpool are now level with Man United on titles won in England. Palace have won their first ever FA Cup. Delighted for both of these.
Yes, definitely.
Let's move on to the next one, Sophie. 2 big clubs lock horns at Old Trafford. Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Now, disclaimer, this is going out on Wednesday. Wednesday is the Europa League final. So we don't know what's happened between Man United and Tottenham yet. I've actually predicted Tottenham to win. Sophie's backed Man United to win. We will see. But the main thing here, Sophie, is Villa need to win.
Exactly.
Because Villa need to secure a top 5 place. I mean, it could depend on what mind frame Manchester United come into this on, based on what happens on Wednesday. But
yeah, but I think even if they win, they'll be very, very happy. Don't care about the Premier League. If they lose, they'll be very unhappy, but still won't turn up in the Prem. So that's how I see it playing out.
Brilliant. Right, Man United 1, Villa 2.
I'm going to say Villa 1-0. I think they'll keep a clean sheet, actually. They've looked a lot better at the back recently, so I think they'll be able to keep Man United out. I don't think Man United are going to create too much. They've been very, very poor in the Premier League. And Villa have a lot more to play for in this game, so I think they're going to turn up, battle it out, see it out. 3 points.
3 points, there you go. Let us know your thoughts down below. So that probably will be enough for Aston Villa to secure a top 5 place, especially if we both think Man City will drop points to Fulham.
Exactly.
Villa fans, share your thoughts, and Man United fans, do share your thoughts. Good luck to you on Wednesday night. Sophie's backing you. I'm not for that one. Let's move on to the next game, Sophie. Newcastle United versus Everton. Newcastle, once again, they're in the Champions League race. They need a result to get over the line. Now, it is possible, Sophie, Newcastle don't win this and miss out on the top 5.
Yeah.
That'd be astonishing, wouldn't it?
It would, but I don't know if Isak's injured for this one as well, because obviously that's a big miss against Arsenal, and I backed them to win. I thought they'd do it against Arsenal. Obviously, I'm not to know that Isak was going to be injured, but I still thought they'd have the quality to get something against Arsenal. But surely they need to win this one.
Well, they've definitely got more to play for. But let's talk about Everton, Sophie. They did get that win in the final home game at Goodison Park.
You were close to be 6-1.
I was about to say my 6-1 didn't pay off.
I was close-ish.
Yeah.
3-0 was 2, so...
It was 2-0, you said 3, yeah. I'm really happy for them. And if they were to get something here, I mean, that would really show what they're about, because they're taking points off teams with a lot more to play for. I don't know, though. As much as I like Everton and David Moyes, and they've been great recently, surely Newcastle get this done. When they're at home at St James's Park, they can flatten teams as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a few goals. Newcastle 3, Everton 1.
Okay. I'm going 2-0 Newcastle. We both backed Everton to win their last game at Goodison Park, which they've done, and I'm very happy for them and for the fans for that. But coming into this one, Newcastle have a lot more to play for. They need to get the win here, so they need a good performance. And thankfully for them, they're at home, because I do back them more at home. I think they will just do it, so 2-0.
2-0, there you go. So we both have Newcastle to get over the line.
Yep.
I'd love to see them back in the Champions League as well.
Yeah, I would as well. Like, big club, big stadium. I think it'd be great for Champions League football.
Absolutely. Do share your thoughts down below. And how about this one, Sophie, when it comes to Champions League football? Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea.
Huge.
It's winner takes all. Honestly, what a big, big game. Now, there will be teams keeping an eye on other results. You do need to bear that in mind. Here's the lowdown. Chelsea need to win. A draw could be enough for them. A draw or a defeat is definitely not enough for Forest. Forest have to win. So we're going to see two teams going at it, I think. Doesn't necessarily mean there'll be loads of goals, because Forest tend to win low-scoring games.
True.
But that win against West Ham will fill them with belief. Their form's not been great, but they've gone and won that. They've got the home advantage. There's a real chance Forest could do it, Sophie.
Yeah.
But standing in their way is Chelsea. And Chelsea have been a lot better than some of us might have thought this season. And their recent form's been good. They've just won 1-0 against Manchester United. And it's in their hands as well. Oh, this is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. Give me some thoughts before we do predictions.
This is so hard, because I am leaning towards a certain team. But I don't know if that's because of my heart, or I'm just thinking logically. I just feel like home advantage is going to play a part in this. The crowd's going to be up for it. I hope it's not just dead nervy. Obviously, it is going to be nervous, but I hope the team are up for it and Nuno get the players playing as good as they did early on in the season, and I think they'll be fine in this game. But as you've mentioned, Chelsea on their day are a very good team as well, so I think this is a very, very tricky one. Am I going first with the prediction?
No, I'll go first. You know the rules. I'll tell you what, though, going into next season, maybe we'll alternate a bit because some people want to see that a bit more.
Okay.
But just to finish with a bit of consistency, I'll go first. As for my prediction, Sophie, I do think it could be low scoring.
Right.
Imagine it could finish 0-0. But you'd imagine if it's 0-0 with 5 minutes to go, Forest would start gambling people forwards. Imagine if they were to push Matt Sells up for a corner at 0-0. They could do. The first thing you need to say is obviously both teams are guaranteed some European football,
yes,
which is a great achievement, especially for Forest. But can they get a top 5 place? I think it's going to be low scoring. I do think the home advantage could be crucial. I'm going to go 1-0 Forest. I just fancy Forest. I think it's going to be a tight game, and that might suit Forest with the home advantage. That crowd could make a real difference.
I agree.
Maybe a cross comes in, Chris Wood, bullet header, 1-0 Forest.
And I think Forest are going to do it as well.
Oh.
I do think they're going to concede though. So I'm saying 2-1, which is going to be very, very nervy. But I think, last minute winner, whole place erupts at the City Ground, and they do it. They secure Champions League football. 2-1.
2-1. So what do you reckon? Chris Wood again, LA?
Possibly Chris Wood for the first one, but I fancy maybe Murillo or Milenkovic. Last-ditch corner, everyone's up in the box, headers it in.
Yeah, Murillo maybe. Yeah, honestly, it'd be crazy. And they're doing it for a 1-year as well.
Exactly.
Which is brilliant to see. They, showed that celebration after West Ham. Chelsea fans, don't dismay too much. Look, it could go either way. Do share your thoughts down below. Massive, massive game. I think it'd be fun. Maybe I'll stream it, or do a reaction to it afterwards. Let me know your thoughts. Sophie, we move on to Southampton versus Arsenal. Nothing to play for. Southampton obviously guaranteed to finish bottom. They've got their 12 points on the board. Arsenal have wrapped up their place in the top 5. Good win against Newcastle.
It was, yeah.
I don't think there's any need for both teams to go out and be absolutely flashy, but I do think the quality of Arsenal will pay off in a maybe low scoring affair. Southampton 0, Arsenal 2.
I'm going to chuck in another goal. I'm going to say 3-0 Arsenal. I think Arsenal will turn up actually, and it's not going to be a case of, we'll get one goal, we'll sit on it. I think they're going to want to end on a high, to be honest. Arteta has said a few things now that it's like looking towards next season. So I think for the fans, they're going to want to end on a proper high and score as many goals as possible, to be honest. And no offence to Southampton, but it's the perfect team to do that against, to be honest. So I know, shots fired. So I think Arsenal do it in fashion, 3-0.
Once again, Southampton fans, we're probably going to have you to do very well in the Championship next season, if that is any consolation. And as for Arsenal, Sophie, we're not Arsenal fans, but it would be nice to see them actually win something recently, because it feels like they've been building towards it.
They get so close.
They just keep missing
maybe
out.
This year, maybe next year, who knows? They need to sign a striker for me. I know they're very heavily linked with Zubamendi. It's not been announced yet, but I'm like, why aren't you going for a striker? I'm not actually seeing them linked with any strikers right now, and I think that's the missing piece for me. If they get in a proper number 9, that'll be it. I think they could do it.
Maybe Victor Gyökeres?
Who knows?
Share your thoughts, Arsenal fans and Southampton fans. Let's move on to the next game, Sophie. Tottenham versus Brighton. Once again, Tottenham's game against Manchester United is tonight when we're recording this, so we don't know what's happened there yet. But as Sophie said for Man United, whether Tottenham win or lose, I can still see them actually losing this one.
Yeah.
I have backed them to win the Europa League. I really hope they do it. Sophie reckons Man United might go and do it, so we will see. Let's go for some fun. I mean, Tottenham might score, but I think Brighton are going to win. Let's go Tottenham 2, Brighton 3. I'm going for a bonus point.
Okay, I'm going fairly similar. I'm saying Brighton 3-1. I do fancy Tottenham to get on the score sheet, but I do also fancy them to concede a few as well. We had mentioned that they've got quite a few injuries, so I think that's going to play a role. And also the fact that they've just played in the Europa. Whether they've won or not, we don't know at the moment, but could they be a bit tired? Could they be celebrating, or could they just be dwelling on the fact that they've lost the biggest game in recent years? As I've mentioned, I think Brighton are going to be up for it, and I think they've got to be the favourites. 3-1.
3-1. We're both backing them. Brighton have had a pretty good season on the whole. Quite a few draws, I guess.
Yeah, quite a few draws. Obviously, we saw them get absolutely smacked 7-0 against Forest. But after that, after that, it was all right for them.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we stayed away from their games, so they needed to thank us.
They needed a slap in the face to wake them up and get them going again, didn't they? Right, Sophie, the final Premier League game of the season to predict is at Molineux. It's a decent one. It's Wolves versus Brentford. Two teams that are probably going to finish in and around the middle. Brentford have had a pretty good season on the whole. Wolves have had a slow start and then they've recovered a bit. Can they get that one last win on the board? I'm struggling to separate them. Brentford always entertaining. Sharda, Mbuemo, Visa always scoring goals. Obviously they did lose 3-2 to Fulham last time. Wolves results have been a bit...
The last couple not great.
No, but then on the whole they've improved massively under Pereira, and it just filled me with some confidence going into next season for them. I think I'll go for a draw. Let's be nice. Share the spoils. Well done to both teams this season. 1-1.
See, I was tempted to say 2-2, but do you know what? I might go for Brentford. I know they let me down last time, but I fancy them to do it this time. 2-1. I think they end on a win. But yeah, it was really a toss-up between a draw and just edging Brentford, and I've decided to edge Brentford in the end. So 2-1. 2-1.
And there you go. We've got a Brentford win and a draw, and that wraps it up. That is our final Premier League predictions of the 24-25 season, guys. Thank you so much for your support on the channel, whether you've been a regular viewer or one that's just joined towards the end of the season. I want to say a massive thank you for your support and for 100,000 subscribers. The sky is the limit, so let's go for some more support. Like and subscribe as we push to 1 million subscribers. We'll do it within a week, I'm sure we will. Obviously it's my birthday tomorrow, Sophie, so we're going to be celebrating, and we're going to be celebrating this achievement on the channel. Thank you so much for your support on the channel this season, Sophie. You have been brilliant.
Thank you, it's been a blast.
And the content will continue. We will react to our original predictions in the summer, and we will start getting our early predictions in, so we will have fun with that. Thank you once again for all your support. Take care, everyone. Enjoy your summer. Peace out.